Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Today's lecture is about the periodic table and periodicity of properties. It is the third unit from SSC 1. In this unit we will learn about the periodic table. You know that there are almost 109 elements are known up till now, and these elements combine to form millions of the compound, and it is very difficult to remember the information about each element. So it is a need that elements are arranged in some order, in some systematic way. So a periodic table is designed that shows the systematic arrangement of element, and this table is called the periodic table. It means a table showing the systematic arrangement of element is called the periodic table. And in this periodic table, elements are arranged in order of their increasing atomic number. So arrangement of element is according to their atomic number, and what will be the way? Increasing atomic number. If the elements are arranged in order of their increasing atomic number, their properties are repeated in a periodic manner. And in the periodic table there are two types of arrangements. One is the horizontal arrangement and second is the vertical arrangement. The horizontal rows of the periodic table are called the periods, and there are 7 periods. Each period have different number of elements in it. And vertical columns in the periodic table, they are called the group or the families, and in a group or in the family all the elements they have the similar chemical properties. Here you can see the picture of this periodic table. It is the most common form of the periodic table, and elements are arranged in order of their increasing atomic number here from left to right, and from top to bottom you can see. From left to right they are called the periods, and they are total of the 7 periods, and from top to bottom they are called the groups. And there are varying number of the elements are present in the periods and the groups, you can see here, and different colors are assigned to different elements. Now why these colors are assigned? It is just to distinguish different elements from one another. As you can see here, the elements in the yellow color in the start, this indicate these are the metals. In the same way, this red color, this indicate these are the transition elements. And next to the red color you can see the elements are arranged in green color, and again this shows that these elements are the metals. And next to this green color you can see the blue color. This blue color indicate they are purely non-metals. And in the last, this pink color indicate that these elements are the halogens. And below the periodic table you can see the elements in this peach and purple shade. This color indicating that these elements are the inner transition elements. So the color is given just to distinguish them according to their whether they are the metals, non-metals, or transition elements, and so on. In the periodic table there are total of the 7 period. Horizontal rows are called the periods, and first period contain only 2 elements, hydrogen and helium. Second and third period, they contain total of the 8 elements each. You can see in this picture, first period containing 2 elements, second and third period they contain the 8 elements, and these first 3 period they are considered as the short period. And next to the third period is the fourth and fifth period. Both these 4 and 5th period they contain total of the 18 elements. Sixth period, it contains the 32 elements. You can see here the cesium and barium. And next is a gap, you can see Here from the barium 56 to the hafnium 72. Between these barium and hafnium, other elements are present. You can see the below in the periodic table, lanthanum, cerium, and so on. These elements are called the lanthanide series. They are the part of the 6th period, and they are also called the inner transition elements, and the name of this series is the lanthanides, and it is the part of the 6th period. So 6th period contain total of 32 elements. Next to the 6th period is the 7th period. Again, this 7th period also contain the 32 elements, and you can see the last series, that is the actinium, atomic number 89. These elements fall between the radium and ruthenium from in the period number 7. This series is the name of this series is the actinides. So these are the inner transition elements. Above series it is from lanthanum it is the lanthanides, and from actinium it is the actinides, and this actinide series is the part of this 7th period. And 7th period also contain the 32 elements, but all the elements are not known still. Some elements are also still unknown. So there are total of the 7 periods in the periodic table, and first 3 periods they are considered as the short period, and the next 4, 5, 6th and 7th period they are considered as the long period. Vertical columns in the periodic table, they are called the groups, and these groups are divided into the subgroups, A group and B group. Now you can see here the first A group, it is the alkali metals. It is also called the alkali metals except the hydrogen, as hydrogen is a non-metal. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, they are the metals and they are called the alkali metals, and this group name is the first A group. Second A group from the beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radon. It is the second A group and they are called the alkaline earth metals. Both these groups, first A, second A group, alkali metals and alkaline earth metals, they are considered as the S block elements because their valence electrons fall in the s orbital. They are also called the representative elements of the periodic table, representative S series, because their valence electrons fall in the s orbital. And hydrogen is not a metal here. Hydrogen is not considered as the alkali metals, it is the non-metal. So alkali metals start from the lithium up to the francium, and alkaline earth metals start from the beryllium up to the radium. Next is the third A group. It is the boron family containing the boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. Fourth A group containing the carbon family, carbon, silicon, germanium, stannic and lead. Next is the nitrogen family. It is the 5A group, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. And 6th A group, it is also called the oxygen family. It is contain the oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. Next is the 7th A group. 7th A group contain the fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. This group is also called the halogens, as they contain the fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. They are called the halogens. Halogens mean the salt forming elements. These elements form the salts with the metals. And last group, it is the 8th A group. It is also called the noble gases, and their valence electrons are completely filled. As their valence electrons are completely filled, they are quite unreactive. On this basis they are also called the noble, and they exist in the form of the gases. On this basis they are called the noble gases. So you can see that it is the A subgroup, 1A, 2A, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8th A group. These are called the representative elements of the periodic table. First two, they are called the first two groups, 1A and 2A, they are called the representative S series, and the next from 3A to the 8th A, they are called the representative elements P series, because their valence electrons are in the p orbitals. So they are also called the p block elements. And between these S and P block elements there exists the transition elements. It is the B subgroup. B subgroup, you can see here the 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, 7B, 8B, 1B and 2B. These are the transition elements, transition metals. And in the noble gases, in the 8th A group, as I have told you, they contain the p block elements except the helium. As helium has the atomic number of this helium is 2, only 2 electrons are present here, and they are present in the 1s orbital. So this, except the helium, all other elements are of the p block elements, but helium is not the p block element, it is the s block. But the position of this helium in the periodic table is in the 8th A group, as it is also a noble gas whose valence shell is completely filled. In the previous unit you have learned about the electronic configuration of the elements. Now how can we identify the group and period of an element on the basis of this electronic configuration? For this purpose, first of all, we will write down the electronic configuration of the element. For example, aluminium, atomic number of aluminium is 13 and atomic mass is 27, and according to the atomic number we will write down the electronic configuration. And as you are well familiar, we consider the shells. The first shell is the K shell, and second shell is the L, and third shell is the M shell. Now we will categorize the electron in these shell. First shell, as it is the K shell, it contain only of the s orbital, and s orbital can accommodate 2 electrons. So we will write down it is the 1s2. Now next shell is the L shell, containing the 2 orbitals, 2s and 2p. 2s orbital, it will accommodate 2 electrons, and 2p orbital, it will accommodate 6 electrons. So up to here the total of the 10 electrons are accommodated. Now next shell is the M shell, and M shell contain the 3 orbitals, 3s, 3p and 3d. Now the remaining electron will fall in these orbitals, as in the 3s2 and 3p1. s2, this s orbital is completely filled, and 3p1 containing only 1 electron, because up to the 3s2 you can see the 12 electrons are fulfilled, and only 1 electron is remaining that will fall in this 3p orbital. So electronic configuration for aluminium will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p1. Now which one will be the valence shell? As you can see, the valence shell is the M shell, and M shell contain here 2 orbitals, 3s and 3p, and n value for the M shell, you know that it is the 3 is the n value for the M shell. So the period number of the aluminium is the 3, as the n value is 3. Now the total in the valence shell, they indicate the group number. As you can see that M shell containing the 3 electrons, 2 electrons in the 3s orbital and 1 electron in the 3p orbital. So total of the electrons in the valence shell, it is the 3. So the group number of this aluminium will be 3A or the third A. So aluminium fall in the third period and its group is 3A. Another example you can see, it is the boron. Atomic number is 5 and atomic mass is 9. So first of all we will write down the electronic configuration of this boron. First shell, that is the K shell, containing the 1s orbital, L shell containing the 2s and 2p orbitals, and so there are the total 5 electrons. So electronic configuration will be 1s2, 2s2 and 2p1. And now the valence shell is the L shell, and n value for the L shell, it is the 2. So boron is present in the second period. This n value indicate the period number. Now we will count the number of valence electrons. As L shell is the valence shell, it contains the 3 electron, 2 electron in the 2s orbital and 1 electron in the 2p orbital. So there are total of the 3 electrons. It means this boron is present in the 3A or third A group. So period number of the boron is the 2, second period, and group number is the third A. Next example you can see here, the example of the magnesium. Atomic number of magnesium is 12. So when we will write down the electronic configuration for this. It will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s2. As valence shell here is the M shell, and M shell value for the M shell is the 3. So magnesium is present in the third period. And number of valence electrons, they are the 2, as M shell is the valence shell and it contains the 2 electrons. So this magnesium is present in the second A group. In this way we can find out the position of an element in the periodic table by knowing its electronic configuration. As in the previous, you have learned how to determine the position of the element in the periodic table by knowing its electronic configuration. In the same way, we can determine the valence shell electronic configuration from the position of the element in the periodic table. And just to obtain the valence shell electronic configuration of aluminium from its position in the periodic table. So first of all we will look at the position of this aluminium in the periodic table. You can see here the aluminium is present in the third period. So period number of aluminium is 3. It means its n value is 3, as n value we find out according to its period number. So in the third period, so n value is the 3. And if the n value is 3, then valence shell will be the M shell. And M shell, as it contains the 3 orbitals, 3s, 3p and 3d. Now we will look at the in which period this aluminium exists. It is the third period, and which is its group number. Its group number is the 3A. So aluminium is present in the third period and third A group. So its group number is third A, and you know that this third A, this indicates that aluminium contains 3 electrons in its valence shell. So its valence shell electronic configuration will be 3s2, 3p1. You can see here the M shell is the valence shell containing the 3 orbitals, 3s, 3p, 3d, and aluminium contains 3 valence electrons, as its group number is the 3. So as it contains the 3 electrons, they will fall in this 3s2, 3p1 Up till here valence electronic configuration is completed. So now we will complete the remaining configuration. As first shell 1s2 containing the 2 electrons, second shell 2s and 2p, they will contain the 2 electron in the s orbital and 6 electron in this 2p orbital. And valence shell configuration, as we have find out, it is the 3s2 3p1. So complete electronic configuration for the aluminium will be 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2 and 3p1. So we calculated this electronic configuration from the position of the aluminium in the periodic table. Now we want to obtain the valence shell electronic configuration of sulfur from its position in the periodic table. You can see that the sulfur is present in the third period. As it is present in the third period, so n value for the sulfur will be 3. And if n value is 3, then valence shell is the m. And m shall contain 3s 3p 3d orbitals. Now the group number of this sulfur, it is present in the 6a group. 6a group, this indicate the valence electrons are 6 in the sulfur. So we will accommodate these 6 valence electrons in the sulfur in the m shell, as it will have the 3s2 and 3p4. Up till here 6 electrons are completed. 3s2 and 3p4, it is the valence shell electronic configuration. Now we will complete the remaining electronic configuration, as 1s2 k shell containing 1 shell 1s2, it will be completely filled. Then it will be the L shell containing the 2 orbitals 2s and 2p, it will be completely filled. And then the m shell, and m shell you have find out, it has the 3s2 and 3p4 configuration. So total of electronic configuration of this sulfur will be 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2 and 3p4. In this way we can obtain the electronic configuration from the position in the periodic table. Now thank you very much. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. Allah Hafiz.